Hello, fellow cigar enthusiasts. Good to Great Cigars here. For those of you who don't know, I'm Boris.
I'm Esteban, and we are talking about the Angel's Anvil. For those that don't know who it is, I'm going to let it go to my boy Boris over here to explain what goes on with this exclusive series.
Thanks. So, like Esteban mentioned, today we are trying out the Angel's Anvil 2015, made by Crowned Heads. And we're getting towards the end of the first third, and you can see, look at how beautiful the ash is.
It's gorgeous. It's really gorgeous.
Very well made cigar. But as far as a little bit of background to why we chose this cigar, so this is a 2015 release. It was released at the TAA annual meeting, which TAA is the Tobacconists Association of America. Basically what it is a group of select retailers around the country that meet, and it's just kind of a conference that they go to, and a lot of the cigar manufacturers make special releases for everyone who's in attendance, and only those select few retailers that are there actually get to carry these cigars in their shop. So luckily for us, here in San Antonio at our Club Humidor, Keith and Tiffany Rumbo, the owners, they are part of the TAA, so they get access to these cigars.
Which is really great because it brings a new type of smoke to the club, and it gives us an opportunity to give you guys a good review. And this is absolutely a great cigar. We were actually at the cigar event yesterday at the Thousand Oaks location, and we got to meet the retailer and the person representing the company for itself,
Brian McGee.
And I'll tell you what, man, the stuff that they had out there was just absolutely fantastic. It was the Yellow Rose. The other one is the Jericho Hill. The other one would be the...
They got several, so I didn't know this. I didn't know too much about Crowned Heads, before going to that
Me neither.
road show yesterday. But some of the lines that they carry, they have Four Kicks, Headley Grange, J.D. Howard, the Las Calaveras, which we're getting a lot of good feedback on, and maybe we'll bring a review of the Las Calaveras as well. Jericho Hill, Tennessee Waltz, and the Yellow Rose as well.
Yeah, great smokes, and they have them in such a way that you can start from the light, of course, and work your way up to the more stronger medium to full type smoke. And that's the one that we're smoking right now. And, in my opinion, it's a really good medium cigar. I wouldn't say it's more on the full side. But then again, I haven't smoked it all the way to the center yet. And we all know that that's probably the best part. Fantastic smoke. The ashes are still on my boy Boris' cigar. Mine kind of fell off when I hit it on the ashtray, but it still shows the quality put into this cigar when it was made. And you really don't see that a lot in some of these cigars. You only see it in a certain few. But I'm going to switch it back to Boris. He's going to talk about more of the price range and how he feels more about this.
Sure. So this cigar that we have here, as far as the makeup goes, the wrapper is an Ecuadorian Habano, and the binder and filler are Nicaraguan. The size that we have here is a Toro. It's 6 inches long and a 52 ring gauge. And just kind of looking at the wrapper, we mentioned excellent construction. You can see this ash is still hanging on. It's probably getting close to, 2 inches or so. What do you think about some of the flavor notes? What can you taste in this cigar?
It definitely has a little bit of a nice oil taste to it. For some reason, when I take the smoke out, and the other thing too is when I retrohale, I get a lot of the nuttiness inside of the smoke. It tastes fantastic, and it's not harsh at all, and I wouldn't say it's very peppery or anything like that. Maybe a little hint of spice, but not too much. I would definitely be able to feel that when I retrohale, and I don't get any of that, so that makes it a very nice, smooth, robust cigar, in my opinion. I don't know, like, what do you think about it?
Definitely full of flavor. As far as the body, I'd probably say it's a medium. I guess you might be able to say medium to full, but
I think closer to a medium.
Closer to medium. As far as some of the notes, definitely a little bit of a nuttiness.
I think this is probably what they intended to be, more the medium. I think the Jericho Hill would probably be the one that they had intended for the full body type. Just for the simple fact that it's very creamy, I think, as well. It's not, I mean, it's very smooth.
Yeah.
It's not rough at all, like I said, and I really like this smoke. It's a good afternoon smoke. I wouldn't recommend it as a morning smoke, just for, I like the more mild ones when I'm sipping on my coffee in the morning. I don't like to start my day off with a medium-bodied cigar, but great afternoon smoke, especially after a nice lunch, over a cup of coffee, or, myself, I'm drinking water right now, but I think that's for the purpose of us trying to get the full flavor of this right now. And this is my first cigar of the day, so I like it. It's not too harsh, so I think it just goes with the day and the time of day that it is.
Yeah, with any cigar, also, as far as just, kind of going back to the retrohale, there isn't really any kind of burn through your sinuses that you experience.
And then going back to the event yesterday, meeting with what was his name again?
Brian McGee.
Brian McGee. You can tell that they got a passion for what they do. He was very passionate about talking about his line that he was representing, and he knew everything in depth about what he had out there in his display. And I appreciate that with any rep that comes out, especially to our club, to represent what they're serving or trying to bring into the club itself. And I think it's a great addition. I can see myself buying this and not just being satisfied with getting a free one at the event. And I actually purchased another one, so that should tell you something. But for the most part, I think it's pretty great.
Yeah.
If I had to choose from good to great, I think it's pretty great.
Yeah, great smoke. I don't know if we talked about the price yet, but this size is $10.50. Again, this is the 2015 release. And for those of you that are in San Antonio, the Club Humidor, at least here on Huebner, and the one at Thousand Oaks that we were at yesterday for the event, they still have the 2014 releases. So, it'd probably be worth giving one of those a try as well. They've got a good year's worth of age on them. For those of you who sometimes can't keep it in your humidor that long, they still have some of the 2014s that you can go and pick up while they still last.
And I'm guilty of that. I can never keep a cigar inside of my humidor for too long. I got a bad habit of just seeing it and I just got to smoke it. So, I hear great things about the 2014 as well. So that's something that I want to try personally and see how I feel about that. But, for this one being the first one, I think it's pretty good. It's really good. So, well, great. I already said great, so no more good.
So let's talk a little bit about just kind of events in general. We went to the Crowned Heads Roadshow yesterday at the Club Humidor's Thousand Oaks location. But what do you think about Club Humidor whenever they have events, cigar tasting events? They bring the vendors out. What do you think about those events in general?
I mean, it's a fantastic experience. When you show up, you see a crowded area. When you first walk in, people are out there mingling, they're laughing, good conversations, good professional conversations as well. And then, the owner comes in, Keith, great guy to talk to. And then you got the rep there as well. And everybody's just having a really good time. And then, there's beverages, there's food out there, and the Thousand Oaks location to have an event, first of all, is just a great spot to be in. They got pool table, they got chess games, they got a nice comfortable lounge to be in. It's a really fantastic experience. If you haven't gone, you need to go. It's usually on a Thursday or Saturday when they have events. Now, there have been some on even Tuesdays, which is at the San Pedro location. That's a great location as well. It's a little bit smaller, but it's not a bad thing because you're standing up, you're kind of rubbing shoulders with a lot of people, and you can't help but just conversate with them because it's just a good vibe that's in there, and we went to the last event that they had there, which was the Debonair event, and they even had an exclusive rum that was made in the Dominican Republic that you can't even find here in the States. So
yeah, that was cool.
That's the type of stuff that we're trying to tell you about that makes it just that much upscale and just a notch higher in level of experience. So, I mean, it's really fun.
Yeah, I think we're lucky to have the Club Humidors here in San Antonio.
Yeah.
I know there's other cities. I know that all over the country, some people don't have humidors in their city. I've been to Austin. I mean, I'm sure they have some great shops in Austin.
And that's a sin, by the way. You got to have a humidor in your city.
I know Houston, from what I hear, they've got some good shops. Austin, they've got a few shops, but I think here in San Antonio, this might be a little bit overlooked because we've actually got some great shops. The owners are involved, with the business. We have great events that we can go to, and the next event, by the way, is going to be on July the 4th. It's going to be over at the San Pedro location,
That's right.
I believe, for Club Humidor, and it's going to be a 113 Cigars event. They're going to be showing off one of their new releases that they're going to be coming out with. There's going to be barbecue because we like to do barbecue here in Texas.
Texas, baby.
But if you get a chance, if you're in town, look up online clubhumidor.com, and I'll also post it on Good to Great Cigars as well under the upcoming events for the July 4th event. And also, if you haven't, make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you visit the blog on the right-hand side, make sure that you put your email address in so that you can follow the blog, and then that way you'll get updates anytime that we put posts out there for upcoming events or cigar reviews. You guys can get those delivered right to your email inbox.
Now going back to what Boris was saying about the other retailer stores, and I personally have not been to any one of them in Austin, but I have in Houston. I visited the Stogie's location, and let me tell you something. It's a very nice location, very classy. It's a good environment to be in. My fiance and I went over there, and we just had a great time. And they even let us go into their VIP lounge because we're VIP members here. So those are kind of the perks that you get. It's only $25 to join here, and you get it back. Up to 500 points, you get your $25 back, and you can pick anything you want inside of this humidor. So it's a good buy, and I see it as a good investment because I smoke a lot. I'm a power smoker, and I love going through these things like there ain't no tomorrow. And going back to the issue in hand, that San Antonio is kind of overlooked on this type of thing, but you got to remember that I believe we have the biggest retailer in the nation. So we have 5 locations here that people don't even know about. So that's another thing to consider.
Sure. And also, one of the things that I think that they are looking into doing, maybe in the future, is being able to access some of the cigars online. So keep your eyes, and your ears peeled for maybe some online. You can always call Club Humidor and see if they can, mail you some of the limited releases. Like they've got the Rumbo that's out right now that Tatuaje made for them.
See, and that's the kind of stuff that we're talking about, is that people take the time to bring out something with the name on it. And you don't see that every day. And the other thing that I do see is this massive ash on my boy's cigar that looks fantastic. Look at that thing.
I'm afraid to get it too close. I haven't even ashed this thing one time. I'm almost at the halfway mark.
He's got that steel arm, man. He's got that thing perfect right now.
You see I'm holding it over the ashtray so that when it does fall, it's going to land right in there. But excellent construction.
Dude, no joke, man. Look at that. That's really nice right there.
So, on a side note, let's kind of switch gears and talk about the music scene here in San Antonio.
We have a mutual friend named Gabe Herrera, and I mean this dude. We actually saw him last night at Club Luna, Bar Luna. I can't remember what the exact name is, but I know it's Luna. It's right there on San Pedro.
Close
Great
to the
location.
Right next to the Club Humidor
Actually,
on San Pedro, right down the road from there.
Yep, not too far. So I mean, this place, it caught me by surprise. My fiance's eyes kind of lit up when we walked in there, and we had a great time. The food, for it to be a bar, I thought, in my opinion, that it was fantastic. I had this pulled pork quesadilla and the chili cheese tater tots, and she had a pesto chicken bruschetta. She's over there coaching us right now. No, but I love you. But anyway, the thing is that the vibe that I had in that place was just awesome. I took her out on the dance floor. We had fun. We laughed. We made jokes. I mean, it was a great night. And then, my boy showed up. He said he was texting me, but I had no idea because it was so loud in there, and I was just in my zone. So, but it was a great thing for him to come, and man, we had a great time, and he had his lady with him, so it was a good doubles night, and I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was cool. We saw Ruben V. That was the group that was playing there. Ruben V. He's been around for a while.
I think he said that they were playing together like 12 to 15 years or something like that.
Yeah, our buddy Gabe, he plays percussions. They have a separate drummer in the group, but Gabe was playing like the
bongos or the congos, the big things. But
he did good. He tore it up.
Yeah, man. It was a great time, man. I'll tell you what though, that guitarist, man, he was tearing it up, man. He was tearing it up, dude.
Yeah, Ruben V has some skills.
He got some skills, man. So if that's your thing, and if you want to take your significant other out, or just yourself and the fellas, then that's a great place to go to. I would really like to have like a pregame birthday party for myself there and for my fiance. So I think that would be a great spot. Now, let's switch it to the other things that the Club Humidor also does as well. My fiance is part of the Stilettos and Stogies female club here, and they have a great time. So for all you ladies out there that love to smoke, this is a great place for you to come and vibe and just hang out with some really professional, nice women that have good topics to talk about. They do a bunch of crafts, and they have their own wines, their own drinks, margaritas and stuff like that. So always remember that this is a BYOB establishment, so you can bring what you like and not be limited to what the place will serve you. So that's another thing to keep in mind.
It's cheaper too.
Definitely,
BYOB is always cheaper.
Yeah, I like saving my money. I like my money a lot. So that's another thing. And every time she gets done, she has a smile on her face. She feels like she just got a ton of bricks off her shoulders, and she had, the girl talk, the much needed girl talk. And that's always a good thing, because then she comes home to me and she's a happy camper. So I'm always good with that. But other than that, that's massive.
Yeah, I'm like halfway. I see it getting ready to go.
No, man, don't jinx it, because we're going to go all the way with that one. Just keep that hand steady and we'll be all right. I'm starting one again, my little baby ash, but I ain't nothing compared to that one. Golly, man, look at that. Why'd I have to hit the ashtray? But like we said, the Angel's Anvil 2015 series, great smoke, very smooth. It's a $10 stick, but I guarantee you it's worth every dollar. So go out and try it. And if you try the 2014, and if you have any comparisons or anything like that, put it on the bottom and let us know what you think.
Yeah. Send us some comments if you want us to try some cigars for you, do some reviews. Like we mentioned, the Angel's Anvil, the 2014, that's still available while it's out there. It's actually a thinner cigar, and I think it's a little bit longer too. It's actually a beautiful looking stick. I definitely want to try that one out, so I'm sure we'll be smoking it. Whether or not we'll do a review, not sure yet, but definitely going to try out the 2014, 2015. And if you go to the TAA website, they show you a list of the companies that made limited releases. And actually, Club Humidor has releases made by a couple companies. They have I saw an Asylum that was on that list. They have the Crowned Heads.
Davidoff as well.
I'm sure they have that. They have a huge Davidoff selection here. So give that a look. Just a couple, also like I mentioned, for Crowned Heads, their website is crownedheads.com. You can see all the different lines of cigars that they have and do your own research and read up on them. Actually a pretty good company, pretty cool brand.
I like it a lot. I mean, the rep, made a good impression on me, and that goes a long way. First impression, never met the guy, but he was great. He talked to me. He was very passionate about what he was talking about and trying to let me know what I was getting myself into when I was going to purchase these. So, kudos to that.
One of the cool things about going back to the events at the Club Humidors, we've been able to meet several, here in San Antonio, I've met several, owners or executives within the cigar manufacturers.
Perdomo.
We got to meet Nick Perdomo over at San Pedro. We met Phil Zanghi over at Thousand Oaks, and he's been to Huebner too. He's owner of Debonair Cigars.
Great smoke.
I've met Juan Martinez, who's the president of Hoya de Nicaragua.
Don't say anything bad about Hoyas, man, because my boy loves them. So
yeah, the Hoyas they make very good sticks. Big fan of the Antonio.
I gotta smoke another one of those, man. Oh, there it went. Look at that.
Finally fell.
It's
past the
good,
halfway
though.
mark.
It's all good.
Got
We'll just edit that
mess.
out. We'll just edit that out.
Got a huge mess. It's snowing in here now.
It's all right, man. My boy's too fly to even be embarrassed, so it's all good. So yeah, man. This is definitely the highlight of my day, hanging out with my boy, and my fiance being here as well. We're a great group, and we love to have fun, and I love smoking stuff and talking about it. So I know my opinion probably doesn't matter, but I hope one day it does.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll keep the reviews coming. We'll keep the posts coming. Again, goodtogreatcigars.com. Visit the YouTube page. Visit the blog. Follow the blog and subscribe to the YouTube page. And give us your feedback. We want your comments, and we want the communications going back and forth. So, again, thanks for tuning in. We hope you all take care. Have a great 4th of July weekend if we don't see you before then. And signing off. Good to Great Cigars. Y'all take care.